Yo, what's going on, guys? J.Yumeko here, and today we're back finally with some more of the house in Fata Morgana. So I just wanted to give you guys a late happy Thanksgiving, and hey man, we're in the holiday season, baby. So before we jump into this video, I did want to give you guys a couple of little updates. So like I said before a little while ago, this next Clannad video that's going to be coming out will have the voices on. So we'll see how that goes. But who knows, maybe it'll be fun. So that's going to be one thing. Another thing that I want to just kind of say is that we are going to be starting a brand new series. So the series that we're going to be starting is going to be on the Endless Night. So if you guys remember, a very long time ago, I played Angel Wings. So this is the same, well, it's kind of like a sequel spin-off kind of thing. And it's made by the same people who made that game, obviously. So I really loved that game. It was really good. And yeah, we're going to be starting that game sometime soon here. So without further ado, let's jump right back into it. So just as a kind of recap of what happened, because it has been a very long time. Hold up. Let me turn down my volume so I can hear. So basically what's happened is that we have undergone basically a complete transformation. So we have gone from a frail little girl to a full-blown, like, you know, man. Broad shoulders, deep voice, masculine features. The only thing is, we don't have genitals, either male or female. It's completely smooth down there. So ever since we've kind of... this has happened to us. We've been locked away in our room. Georges' fiance has kept coming in the room and basically just continuously tormenting us and torturing us. So, yeah, that's kind of where we've left off. Michelle? Oh, Michelle, are you in there? Did you need something, Georges? Oh, come on, don't be like that. Do I have to need something to talk to you? No, but you look like you were in an unusually good mood, so I thought... Well, why wouldn't I be? It's a wonderfully gloomy day out. I would understand if it were clear out, but can you really say it's wonderfully gloomy? Well, you can't be outside for very long when it's not cloudy, so in our case this is perfect weather. Ah. What do you say we go for a little stroll while we can? Dee's around today, so we can see if he's up for it. It'll be like old times. We've been running around like headless chickens lately, so we haven't had much of a chance for a sibling outing. We'll have Mom make us lunch, and then... oh, we'll take a couple of horses up to the forest edge. I'm fine with that if you are. You bet your bum I am. I asked after all. Now come on, let's go. Better times. Announcing, you say? Yep. Hop on a couple of horses and head for the forest. We haven't done this in a while, so I figured why not? I see. Well, if Michelle's coming, I see no reason to say no. Let's set off right away. Whoa, slow down there. Are you actually saying you wouldn't go if it was just me? It's Michelle or nothing. Of course. Why on earth would I want to go horse riding alone with you? I'd rather drown myself. Le gasp! Didier, could I perhaps make a small request? Go on, let's hear it. Do you mind if I hold the horse's reins? Oh, that's all. By all means. I'll be there behind you to make sure nothing happens, so have at it. But do be warned, my horse can be a bit temperamental. If you're not gentle, he'll start getting moody with you. I doubt that'll be a problem for you though, Michelle. I'll be careful. Hey, whoa! Slow down, guys! Look at that, Michelle. Georges is still fumbling around all the way back there. Are we going a bit too fast? No, you're fine. That you were able to get past that so quickly is proof of your talent. Ah, finally caught up. This isn't a race, you know. Why can't we just enjoy the scenery and indulge in some pathos? A warrior and his horse need not of pathos. Isn't that right, Michelle? It certainly is, Didier. Come on, you guys, be nice. This was my idea. You've really taken after old D, haven't you, Michelle? I, for one, would rather see you admiring flowers, or dancing with butterflies, or gazing out at a beautiful sunset, or enjoying poetry. More pathos, my dear sister, and less barbarism. Long swords, suits of armor, and tales of heroic knights is so much more appealing, though. You let him get his claws in too deep, Michelle. Oh dear, oh my, I'm going to have 2 meaty siblings before I know it. What did you just call me? Now, you two. Why don't we stop here for a picnic? Seconded. My stomach's been rumbling up a storm. I took a few bites earlier because I was about to die back there. I hope your horse throws you into a river. Hey, so the other day I brought a cat home. Cat? Yep, speckled from head to tail and ugly as a witch's ass. I was gonna keep it in my room, but Mom flipped when she saw it. Keep that filthy thing out of my house. Wish there was something we could do about how much of a clean freak she is. Georges, try not to stress Mother too much. You're unpredictable enough as it is. It would be nice, though, to have a cat, I mean. You think so? Then how about this? We'll keep it in the courtyard. I'll feed it on days when it's clear, and you can do it on days when it's cloudy, Michelle. I don't know what cats eat, though. I'd really like pastries. Do you want to kill the cursed thing? I cannot approve of anyone taking care of any animal who thinks that's a good idea. Sorry. Oh, pull the stick out of your arse, D. Life's all about experimentation. Live and learn. Don't experiment on animals. Well, if you're going to be like that, how about you help out too? You can keep an eye on us and make sure we don't do anything stupid. Ooh, now you're trying to drag me into this. Already done. You're in. It's settled. Damn it, Georges. Now we need to come up with a name. Have you any ideas, Michelle? What? You want me to name it? Not very often you get to give another living thing a name. Well, I guess you might have a few more chances down the road. Consider this practice. I wonder what he meant by that. Something elegant and beautiful. You've got this. Now, Georges, don't put so much pressure on her. You have a point, though. It is a good opportunity. Don't stress too much about it, Michelle. Just choose something you like. You said the cat was speckled and ugly. Yep, one look and you'll be laughing so hard you can't breathe. Alright then. Ugly Speckles. That's its name? It would seem you do not have a future in the arts, Michelle. But you said it was ugly and speckled, Georges. I did, yes. You could have tried a little harder than that, though. But you know, why not? Ugly Speckles it is. It's actually kind of charming when you say it out loud. Ugly Speckles. It's not that funny. It is quite something indeed. The more I think about it, the more I... Not you too, Didier. We should bring Ugly Speckles on our next outing. Sitting together beneath the clouds having lunch. That we should. When Michelle's gotten a little bigger, let's do this again. The 3 of us and our ugly speckled cat. You said it. We're all good friends here after all. I've never been your friend, though. God, must you always be such a jerk? And we're back to reality. Didier. Georges. Was Amy telling the truth? Do you really think I'm nothing but trouble? Do you think I've lost my mind? That I'm a demon child? Didier, Georges, why do you not open this door for me and let me out? Were the things I said that day really so heinous? Do you resent me too? like Amy. Didier. Georges. How do you think about me now? Is this body really so unusual? If I hadn't undergone the transformation I did, would things still have been the way they were before? Would we be able to go out to that forest again and make silly, meaningless conversation, everyone laughing like we had then? If this body hadn't changed the way it did, would I not be trapped in this darkness? Even if that were the case, I didn't want to be a girl. If God descended from heaven and offered to change me back, I would have turned him down, because inside, I wasn't a girl. And my nightmare at Amy's hands didn't end there either. As much as I loathed to admit it, I was terrified of her. Every day I dreaded the sound of the door opening. However, if I were to block it off with furniture, I would lose my only remaining lifeline. I had no choice in the matter.
It's time for supper, Michelle. I brought your favorite.
Oh wait, what did you say?
Parsnips.
Well, what the dogs didn't eat them anyway.
But you don't mind, do you? I'm going to cut your nails today, Michelle. I need you to stay very still. You don't want one of my hands to slip. So make sure you do. I'm tying you up. This way you don't accidentally move. Here's your water, Michelle. It's murky. Oh, heavens me. I must have fetched it from the washbin based on my mistake. It's supper time, Michelle. And put your parsnips again. Don't worry, the dogs didn't have any of these. They didn't seem to be interested in eating them raw. What? You don't want any? Then what am I going to do with these? You know, Michelle, you're such a disgrace. Cry for me, won't you? Beg for mercy. Look at you, all that pride, gone out the window. It's hilarious, I tell you.
She did everything imaginable to torture me, both physically and emotionally. To be honest, it was rather impressive, in a sick way, how she was able to come up with so many different ways to torment me. And she knew precisely what caused me the most pain, my body, and the discrepancy between what I was and what I felt I was. She delighted in telling me I wasn't male, and sometimes in showing me. But I don't think I need to describe the things she did to me in any more detail. I could think of only one way to keep myself from breaking down. I completely stopped talking, stopped struggling. Then, one day, after about 6 months or so, she said with a disinterested sigh, "I'm done." And that was the last of it. By swallowing my pride and not resisting, I was able to escape from her grip. Once she was gone, the servants took over tending to me again. I was still imprisoned, but now there was a serenity in my solitude. I didn't speak with anyone. I didn't make eye contact. I didn't do anything. I just lived. But even though I had peace, I still feared Amy having a change of heart. I trembled at the possibility that one day it might be her that opened the door. But above all, I hated, despised the fact that I lived in such fear of a girl. An overwhelming self-loathing threatened to crush Jesus Christ, threatened to crush me. I had recurring nightmares about the things Amy had done to me. The wounds she gave me did not heal. They only grew worse, eating away at me day after day. I was beginning to lose confidence in my own sanity in the silent darkness, where there was no sense of time. The line between dream and reality blurred. I often found myself screaming, crying into the empty air. I clawed at my skin, pulled out my hair, paced back and forth across the room, pounded at the door yelling for help, screamed some more. It was the very image of pitiful, absolute wretchedness. And every time I did, I'm sure there was someone on the other side of the door whispering about how poor Michelle had lost her mind. Eventually, I gave up entirely. It was a stormy night in my 16th year. I'd been confined for more than 2 years at that point. Heavy rain pounded against the windows like thousands of little spears. I was sitting quietly on my bed, unable to fall asleep, when suddenly there was a loud banging on the door. Before we move on, I just connected this. I just fucking connected this. Way back when Giselle had like found that portrait of the white-haired girl in Michael's room. That I can't believe I'm just now connecting this. But that obviously the reason that it was all scratched up and destroyed was because that was him back when he was a girl. So like obviously he would have a lot of loathing towards, you know, that part of his life, so it's no wonder that he destroyed it and ripped it up. And that's also why he was so insanely like defensive about it, and why I'm pretty sure, didn't he like pull a knife on Michelle or on Giselle, my bad? But in that case it would make perfect sense why he was so aggressive about her finding it, because, you know, obviously that's a part of his past that he doesn't want her or didn't want her to find out. Michelle, are you awake?
If you aren't, then hurry up and get awake. We've got big trouble.
Lower your damned voice.
But...
When I first heard my brothers' voices after so long, I thought I was hallucinating. In 2 years, they had never once come for me, no matter how hard I pounded on the door, no matter how many times I called for them. And after all that time, I didn't expect that to ever change. I'd given up, assumed they had long cast me aside. Unable to bring myself to say anything, I simply stared at the door. When there was another bam bam, the sound was half consumed by crack of thunder, giving it an indescribably eerie quality.
Please say something, Michael.
I know that, again, I've said this before, but I know that it's like a distinction between Michelle. Well, I think somebody in the comments mentioned that they're pronounced the same, I believe. Obviously, the difference being spelling and gender association. So, but just for simplicity's sake, it's Michael.
Seriously, there's no time. You can hear us in there, can't you? You're there behind the door, aren't you?
Come on, just one word, Michael.
Is it really you, Didier? Georges?
For a moment, they seemed to be at a loss for words. Probably because they didn't recognize my voice. But it was only a heartbeat, and then Didier spoke.
There's a carriage waiting outside. I'm going to unlock the door so you can leave in it.
Why?
Because
Dad's talking crazy. He's saying the Bollinger family has no need for a demon child. You're a mark of shame on our name. So he's going to have you executed.
Georges! Father wants me dead?
It felt like the floor had fallen out from under me. Executed? Demon child? Mark of shame. So he was saying I didn't even deserve to live anymore.
It's planned for tomorrow morning. We've only just found out ourselves, which is why...
You prepared a way for me to escape. But why?
Why? Do you even need to ask? Because we're family. Something terrible has gotten into Father.
I clenched my teeth, fighting back a bitter, angry sigh, but I couldn't keep all those emotions bottled up for long. A maelstrom of feelings I thought I had lost in my 2 years of imprisonment swirled up inside me, spilling from my lips.
Why? Why are you doing this now? If you really felt that way, then why didn't you come sooner? 2 years I spent locked in this room. Do you have any idea how I felt in that time? Any idea how hard I had to fight to endure? How many times I cried for your help? How hard I pounded on the door, begging to be set free? But never once did you come. Not even once. Michael, I scare you, don't I? You think I've gone insane, that I've lost my mind. that I sold my soul to the devil, don't you? No, Michael, we don't. Then why? Why didn't you come and set me free? Michael, we don't think you've lost your mind at all. So you didn't want to see me then? You didn't want to face what I'd become? Tell me I'm wrong, Didier, Georges. You left me here, abandoned me, for 2 whole years, locked me away so you didn't have to see me. I'm sorry. I'm just, really busy with my art. I've been getting quite a lot of commissions down at the court. And Didier's a knight, so he's up to neck in his expeditions. I'm really sorry. As am I. I cannot say that you are wrong. After what happened, I wasn't sure how I was supposed to act around you. I'm still not sure even now. I knew I had to find the time to collect myself, but I kept putting it off, vainly hoping that time would take care of it all. And for that, I owe you an apology. But you need to understand, I do not agree with Father's decision. I do not want to lose you. I don't think you're a demon child. And Georges feels the same. Neither of us wants to see you dead.
What he said, Michael. There's not much time. We need to get you out of here.
I bit down hard on my lower lip, hard enough to draw blood. It was that, or sobbing. It's a little late for that. Michael.
If you don't get out of here, you're going to be killed.
If I'm not an angel sent from heaven, or a demon child, then what am I? What on earth am I?
What are you? You're
a Bollinger. You're our family, and that's all there is to it. I pray you can forgive me for averting my eyes for so long. Can I trust you? Can I trust that even if the whole world says I'm cursed, that you'll always be on my side? That you'll always be my brothers? Can I put my trust in you once more? Didier, Georges? You absolutely can, Michael. I swear to God on high.
And I swear to the God of art.
Michael. I have no other choice, do I? I couldn't talk Father out of it, could I? I would rather you didn't try. He's not a man to change his mind. If you were to show up before him, he would likely draw his sword on you himself. It would destroy Mother. I'm sorry. We're not doing this only for you. Okay. I'll go.
Oh, thank goodness.
The carriage will take you to a mansion, Michael. It's a property Father purchased some time ago, but due to rumors about the house, it's abandoned. No one wants to buy it from him either, and that's unlikely to change. It's the ideal place to keep you out of sight. What kinds of rumors?
Well, no point in keeping it a secret. He has a right to know. They say a witch lives there.
A witch? I think it's all just made up, personally.
I think it's all just made up, personally. I went to check the place out and there was no one there. It was a little dreary, to be sure.
I had hoped to have a better place arranged for you, but there wasn't enough time. This is only temporary, Michael. I cannot say how long it would be, but Father will pass away eventually. When he does, Georges will inherit the state, and that will mean you can return. So I ask that you hold out until that time. If I don't leave, I'm going to be executed. So send me anywhere. I won't complain. I'm glad to hear you say that. I'll talk to Father and ensure he does not suspect anything. We will make this work.
We will make this work. Don't you worry. The long and short of it is, Dad simply wants you erased from the family.
Georges!
Sorry. I wasn't trying to be mean. But anywho, once I take over, we're in the clear. You'll be acknowledged as a Bollinger.
I see. Okay then.
Can I open the door now?
Just a minute.
Huh? You're still not ready?
I don't have any clothing.
Ah, right. You wouldn't, huh?
How tall are you now, Michael? Around the same height as you, I think.
You're taller than me? Damn!
Alright, I'll bring you some of my clothes. Thank you.
Wow, I don't think I've ever heard you say thank you without putting up a fight, Michael.
That's not true. I don't think. I'll be back soon. Get what you need together. Alright.
Well then what caused the change of mind, though?
Sitting in the carriage outside, listening to the pitter-patter of the rain, I gazed out at my two brothers. I hadn't seen them in 2 years, but they hardly looked any different than how I remembered them. I was the only one who had changed, and dramatically at that. Looking at them, I couldn't help but remember the old days. Playing chess with Didier, learning to draw from Georges, our sibling outings. However, the ominous sound of thunder crashing in the distance drowned out those memories. The mansion is a several days' travel from here. Hopefully the carriage isn't too uncomfortable. I'll send a package with any supplies you need once a month. Food, clothing, and... something to pass the time. If there's anything you want, Michael, just tell me. Now, or you can have a servant pass a message on to me. I can't think of... Actually, wait. I can think of one thing. I would like a chess set. Alright, I'll have one made. I would rather have yours, Didier. Would that be possible? Are you sure you want that beaten old thing? Yes, I want that one. Alright then. I'll include it in the first delivery.
I'll send you something too, Michelle. Anything you want, just tell me.
In that case, I would like some art tools. I'm nowhere near as much of an artist as you are, Georges, so they don't have to be anything special.
Gotcha. So some canvas and... how about some charcoal? And when you're back, I'd like to see what you've made with it, okay?
Okay. I know this is already hard enough on you, Michael, but I need to ask you to do something for me. Avoid making contact with anyone who doesn't already know about you. So, I can't talk to anyone but the servants. Put simply, yes. Tomorrow the world will consider you dead, so we cannot have people finding out that you're actually alive, especially Father. Please do this for me. I've been doing that for 2 years already. I've long since lost interest in interacting with anybody, so you don't need to ask me to keep to myself. Right. Does anyone else know I'm alive? Yes, Mother knows. In fact, this was her idea. It was.
She loves you, Michael. She really does. Mum just, is having a little trouble facing the truth. So even though she's not here to see you off, I can guarantee you she doesn't want to see you dead. She wants to have you in her life again.
I expect Mother will be writing to you, so please, take the time to write her back. She's a troubled woman, but her love for you is true and unwavering. Will you do that?
Just like a little, hey, got your letter, doing great will suffice.
Alright.
Just so you know, it kills me indeed that we can't stand up to Dad. But as long as he lives, his word is God in this house.
I understand that, yes.
Well, you never know. He could be gone quicker than you expect. A week from now and bam, he's dead as Dee's social life.
Is there not an ounce of respect in your body?
Oh, give me a break, I'm upset. He's gone way too far. and once he's dragged his ass off to the great beyond anything goes. Surprise! Michael was alive! Yeah, I suppose. Until then, we'll take care of things here. Tomorrow's gonna be the performance of our lives, crying like a couple of big babies and laughing our tails off inside. You'll forgive me if I have trouble trusting that loose tongue of yours. I'm not stupid. I know this is important. Not even Amy will suspect a thing. Amy. Yeah, not even she could know. It's gonna crush her, I'm sure, but the less people who know, the better. When Georgette said her name, my whole body went shamefully cold. It had been a year and a half since the hell she'd put me through, but every last detail of it remained carved into my mind and body. There's no way she would be even slightly sad about my death. She might act it, but she would almost certainly be elated by the news. It seemed Georgette had still yet to see what lay beneath that woman's mask. I know you two were close. Huh? Are you worried about how this might affect her? What? She cared for you for about 6 months, didn't she? When you wouldn't let the servants in. What? From what I hear, you got real close to dying in there. You wouldn't even eat unless she was there. Who the hell told you that? What? Is that not what happened? Did something happen between you two, Michael? Amy didn't do a damn... Never mind. I can't tell them. I can't put what I went through into words. It'll only worsen my shame. Especially not in front of my brothers. Georges, how are things between you and Amy? You still letting what happened 2 years ago get to you? Well, I mean, at that time, things were a total disaster. I'm all excited about getting myself a pretty little wife, only to find out that she's rocking the boat with someone else. I cried for weeks. Yeah, I'm sorry. Deep down, though, she ain't actually a bad girl. She's young, and kids make mistakes. After it all came out, she turned over a new leaf. She started doting on me something serious, and well, it's not hard to let one little mistake like that go when she's trying so hard to make up with me. The age excuse doesn't work for Dee, though. For about a year, things were really rough between us. I didn't even want to look at him. But at the end of the day, we're family. We can get past anything. Besides, because you let the cat out of the bag, that gave me something to hold over Dee. All things considered, I'm not complaining. So, you would say you're happy then, Georges? Sure would, yep. Believe it or not, I'm kind of head over heels for her. Hard not to like a girl like Amy. Oh, I see. Do you really feel that bad about 2 years ago? So she's still keeping up the good girl facade around Georges and Didier. No one else knows she's actually a sadistic, cackling demon. There's nothing less trustworthy in the world than a woman who's always smiling. But if Georges thinks he's happy, then I can't take away from him. Hey, that was a really important line right there. There's nothing less trustworthy in the world than a woman who's always smiling. I mean, that perfectly describes why he had such distrust over Giselle. Because Giselle's whole thing... It's kind of funny, because Giselle's whole thing was smile through the pain. And then Amy's whole thing was smile while dishing out pain, essentially. So yeah, that explains why he was so, like, specifically wary and untrusting of Giselle. Michael! Oh, right, yes. I do feel guilty about the way I lost control of my emotions and took it out on you guys. It happens to everyone. In fact, you could stand to do a little more shouting and fussing. Then you could... because I have underdeveloped social skills. You heard that? You've got one hell of a nasty streak, can't you? I'm glad to hear you're still on good terms. It wasn't my intention to pit the two of you against each other. We know. The blame falls on my shoulders. I want you to know something, Michelle. Though your transformation was too much for Mother and Father to accept, With enough time, everything will go back to the way it was before. Just like it did for myself and Georges. None of this is your fault. It was all unfortunate timing. God's a little bit of a jerk too. Try not to forget I am a knight, Georges. In time. Speaking of which, we don't have much left. I'm going to tell the coachman to set off, okay? Didier. Yes. Tell me the truth. Will the three of us ever meet again? Why would you ever ask that? Of course we will. Not a chance I'm letting this be our last family get-together. One last question, then. Yes? Am I your brother?
Well, I mean, look at you. You don't look like much of a sister to me. So yeah, I'd say you are.
I see. So long then. Farewell. And may good health bless you until we meet again.
Until then, Michael.
Farewell. Ugh. Before seeing me off for good, they gave me both strong, firm hugs. Didier first, and then Georges. The warmth I felt in my arms, and my family's arms, slowly spread through my chilled body, which made it that much more difficult to part ways. The wheels of the carriage rattled against the wet stone-paved roads, and I stuck my head out the window, watching as they shrunk into the distance, standing there in the rain until they were completely out of view. A tightness filled my breast. Every glimmer of hope I had had for my new life was matched by an equal degree of darkness and uncertainty. Would I ever make it back home? And if I did, would people still call me a demon child? Having to write to Mother was another uncomfortable weight on my soul. The thought of having to play a girl for her made me sick. Georges had acted like it would be nothing, but it wasn't that easy. It was more than mere pretend. Didier had said that with time things would change, but how could he be certain that those changes would be for the better? The wooden wheels turned, carrying me away to that cursed mansion.
I do also want to point out the reaction when he said, am I your brother? Because Didier just kind of it looks like he kind of cringed for a second and didn't answer, but then Georges kind of very smoothly was like, yeah, you certainly aren't a girl, so yeah, sure.
So, I mean, what had changed in that time, though? That's the thing.
Because how did it happen?
Because I'm pretty sure how it actually went down with Michael's death was that I'm pretty sure it was Didier who killed Michael. Like, they stormed the castle and they ran up to the tower. Michael goes out to sacrifice himself while getting Morgana to basically seal the door shut so they can't get to Giselle and Giselle can't get outside to him. And then he was killed by Didier. So, I mean, what happened in that time? But again, that's kind of why I feel like Didier's reaction in that moment was kind of important. Because honestly, what it kind of tells me is that, I have a couple scenarios playing out in my head. It could be one, he, for some reason or the other, didn't actually, never really fully came around to seeing Michael as a brother or seeing it as a natural thing. Two, maybe he never really cut off ties with Amy, and maybe there was an internal feud within the family that caused him to, that maybe was stirred up by Amy to eventually be, the end goal being to get Michael killed. Because I just don't know. See, that's the game. This game does that a lot. It'll answer all these questions and then fucking bring up 1,000 more. So, we'll go a little bit further. The next thing I know, I'm sinking into a vast void. Darkness cuffs my hands and legs, restricting my movement. Images of the past I had kept buried away for so long stream past me. This isn't how I wanted it to happen. Not coming from my own mouth, but being laid bare for all to see without my consent. That wasn't how I wanted her to find out about my secret, about my shameful history.
I warned you, my dear. I warned you didn't want to reclaim your old self. If you'd simply let it be, you wouldn't be here now, forced to relive it all. Now do you understand? The tale I spun behind the fourth door was as much for you as it was for her.
I forget if I gave her an accent or not. Whatever.
There you were a young man with a sad fate, but you met a wonderful woman, fell in love with her, and then died in the arms of tragedy. The sequence of events is not far from the truth, but I was able to turn it into something enchanting and beautiful. I got rid of all the nasty little details, your ugliness, your body troubles, all that. Doesn't it seem a bit unfair, Michael? You tore down the walls around Giselle's heart, around her past, but you wanted to keep your own inside, nice and safe and hidden away. She has every right to be upset. You were afraid she wouldn't accept you, were you not? And that's precisely what happened. But can you honestly blame her? The truth you've kept hidden away is not something most would be able to accept. The prince who came riding in to save her...
Silence!
...wasn't actually a man.
Please, enough. I've seen enough. Let it stay buried, please. Just stop this. I don't want to see it. I don't want anything to do with it.
What a sad little creature you are, my dear. Not a woman in this world would have any interest in you now. You've surrounded yourself with layer upon layer of walls, covered yourself with this patchwork, barely held together quilt of a mask, and it's the only thing keeping you together. You're the frailest one of all, the weakest, and it's about time you accepted that and stopped trying to fight it.
I am not weak.
Oh, is that so? Let's proceed with the tale then, shall we? Face the one you hated most in this world. Yourself. Your weakness. Your ugliness. Face it in despair.
Don't. Again. Once again, my own desires, my own wishes are completely irrelevant. The past sprawls out before me once more, and the witch is exactly right. I despise the man I was then. Teeming with vain hope and foolish dreams, I would rather pretend that part of me never existed. But I have no choice. I'm dragged back into the life I once lived. My pleas for mercy, fading into dark nothingness. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and stop it there. Alright, let's see here. Return to the entrance. Okay. So, I did kind of hope that that was going to be the end of his past. Because, I mean, you know, this game does that. Like, it'll delve into these separate stories. And, like, you're stuck there for a very long time. And it's been edging me this entire time with, like, oh, this is going to be the end. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, this is going to be, oh, no, it's not. Oh, this is going to be the end. Oh, no, it's not. You know, it's just constantly going on and on and on. So, he said that he was teeming with hope and foolish dreams. Well, I mean, we know that he spent a very long time in this mansion. And then eventually Giselle comes along, and then come to find out, oh yeah, you know, my father that tried to kill me is, raped this poor girl continuously, and then, you know, blamed it on her, kicked her out of the mansion, and basically stole away her life with her sister and mother. So, you know, a little bit fucked up.
But yeah, some questions were answered there. How he ended up in the mansion, for one. Why he was so distrustful of Giselle, because again, like we said, because she was always smiling, because her whole thing was basically, smile through the pain. He has a thing against smiling women because of this fucking bitch Amy. So again, like I've said before, my biggest question right now is, how does it end up that I believe it would have been Didier goes to the mansion and kills Michael? That's my question here. Something had to have happened. I feel like it's very likely Amy was involved. This has to be something that's going to be explained as well. And then obviously there's that, and then there's going to be our final showdown against Morgana, because we've still got to fight to get Giselle back, and then Giselle's obviously got to, come to terms with, Michael's past, and it's a whole fucking thing right now. But yeah, it's kind of interesting, because I do agree that, like, it's possible that, oh yeah, I left you there for 2 years because I myself couldn't come to terms. But now that it's come to the point of our father wanting to kill you, now I'm kind of, coming around to it a little bit easier. But like I said, just the reactions were so different when Michael asked them if he was their brother. Didier didn't even fucking answer. It was only Georges who answered. So maybe Georges is actually like the maybe he actually did have good intentions, but again, maybe he didn't at all. So, and cause again, like, that's a pretty big thing, right? Like, hey, my brother fucked my fiance, and not so like my brother fucked my fiance cheated on me with my brother. And then, obviously he doesn't know this, but then you have this added layer of my fiance is actually a sadistic bitch who brutally tormented and tortured my other, used to be sister turned brother for 6 months. And I'm gonna eventually, and then my father tried to kill my sister turned brother, and my mother's basically gone crazy, and then come to find, it's just all this stuff. So, there's a lot of drama going on in this family. So it kind of, in that sense, it makes it very difficult to pinpoint, like, even what may possibly be the case in this shift of perspectives that is clearly going to happen. But that's going to be it for this time. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video and tell me in the comment section below what you'd like to see me play next. If you enjoyed this video or any of the videos or series on my channel, then I highly recommend that you hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified when a new one of those videos comes out. Anyways, that's it from me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!